Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. The great Barnacle hunt has finally had some success, as you saw at the start of this video and as you've no doubt seen on the forums, Reddit, as well as some larger gaming media. Some alien structures have been found in the game. These are what are known as Barnacles, and I can see why they're actually called that, as they do and very much have that type of appearance. The first Barnacle was found in the Merope system, which was where a lot of people were expecting to actually find them. Here then I travelled to the specified coordinates and discovered that there were a whole load of players there checking the Barnacles out. Now this is currently a very busy region of space, and if you're going to come here on open, there are possibilities that you might get attacked by some rogue players. There are a few that are attempting to blockade this system and this planet, but all in all, there's a good chance you will also have a good experience as well. I didn't have any problems landing here, and as you can see, there was quite a lot of ships here. Of course then, this has got a massive amount of players intrigued as to what just is going on in our galaxy and what these Barnacles are all about. It seems quite clear at this point, and probably quite obvious, that they are indeed of alien origin, but we don't know what their function actually is. We do know, however, that if you shoot them, they will drop minerals as well as the much sought after meta-alloys. It's been found that the meta-alloys, as well as being a component for a particular mission type, are also capable of fixing the stations that have been randomly malfunctioning throughout the human inhabited space. Now I've got to admit, I'm not entirely sure why that is or why that actually occurs, but it seems to be something that players have figured out, and there is of course a whole load of experimentation and research going on. In particular, you can see quite a bit of this being discussed on the Canon Research forum thread. Taking a close look at the Barnacle area then, we can see that there's a large central structure in the middle. That does seem to have a logo of some type on it. We'll get to that in a minute, and there's also some trees surrounding it. Now I don't know if this has actually been mentioned, but to me these structures, the tree-like structures, very much give the appearance of some type of henge, like Stonehenge or indeed any of the other henges around the world. Now, a moment ago I mentioned a marking on the structure here, or a logo of some type, and this is what it is. There's been quite a lot of suggestions that it actually looks quite a lot like Barnard's Loop. Now, we know that the aliens originate from a nebula, and at the moment it's assumed that that could be the Pleiades Nebula, but it seems also quite likely that it could indeed be any other nebula, and judging by that marking there, Barnard's Loop could seem like a likely candidate. Unfortunately, at the moment there doesn't seem to be any way of interacting with these structures other than to simply shoot them. Now, even scanning them, I tried using the SRV scanner. That doesn't seem to do anything, which is a little bit unfortunate because it means that players are just going to keep shooting at them. But I guess that is likely going to be the thing players would be doing anyway. Players do seem to like shooting at things. But all that said, it was really nice to actually come out here and see so much player activity and interaction going on. If you do want to come out to Merope 5C, look for this particular area on the planet and you'll be very close to the coordinates, which I'll mark in the video description for you. Now, not far away, in another system, just around about 20 odd light years away from Merope, was the source of a strange and unusual signal. Now, this signal was seen on Galnet, I believe, and it was essentially broken coordinates that people managed to figure out where the location was and the exact coordinates on a planet. And when the players went there, they found a crashed Anaconda, much like the one I showed in a previous video. Now, of course, there was a lot of player activity around here as well. A lot of people interested in seeing what the Anaconda was all about, and it was quite a bit easier to actually find than the one I went to previously. Mostly because this one's located on a very bright planet, so you can indeed see it from quite a long way away. Now, there does seem to be a rather significant difference between this crashed Anaconda and the other ones that have so far been found, at least so far we have been able to see at the moment, because this one has some other barnacles very close by. In fact, 6 unique barnacle locations have been found surrounding this Anaconda so far, and there may well be others. The question is then, did the Barnacles cause this Anaconda to crash, or was there some sort of other accident involved, or could perhaps it just be a simple coincidence? As with the other crashed Anaconda though, there was some cargo containers here as well as some cargo racks, and just as before, these cargo racks contained the rarer ores or the rarer materials that you don't normally get to find very often. Now unfortunately I didn't have the time nor the opportunity to go and check out the other Barnacle sites located around this crashed wreck, but I did head back to Merope and have another look at the original discovered one. This time I went and had a look in solo, which gave me the opportunity to see the site in its original undestroyed form. As you can see, it looks quite a lot different indeed. On these trees it looks like there's some sort of buds from which flowers of some type grow. I'd imagine they're probably crystals or organic in nature of some type. They are of course exposed to the void of space, but I guess that doesn't preclude them being some form of life. Now here's the big question, when are the aliens themselves gonna turn up? And the other question, for me at least, is what is humanity and the pilots in question going to say to these aliens when they turn up and see the mess we've made? Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant. I'm here to talk about the Distant Worlds Expedition, a journey to the opposite side of the galaxy, over 65,000 light years away. It's a journey that's going to be undertaken by the largest fleet ever assembled in game, with over 700 players signed up. This is an odyssey which has never before been attempted, yet as players cross the largest game world ever created, they will see sights no one in the inhabited space has ever seen.